Hey folks, it's Nate. Thanks for joining me once again as we look to the horizon, bringing you my latest writing vlog update. I have basically 2 pages, maybe more like 3 to edit, and then I will be done with Burning Bright. That is really exciting. Not only am I ready, I think, to really dig into Fire and Gold, which is the next Roy Harper adventure, I am ready to be done editing this. It's been a bit of a slog. Editing always is. You have to get through it, though, if you want to put out a decent product. I'm eager to send this out to an editor. I'm eager to send it out to some beta readers, and I hope to get good feedback there that will make this story better. I am really proud of what I've done here. I think it's probably the best thing I've ever written. I used to think that was probably Schrodinger's book, but I think that this story is even better than that as far as composition and construction goes. And I think the character work is better too, although I have never been quite as good a judge of that, I think, as some other critics have been. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to feedback from beta readers on that one. So I am trying to decide if I want to put any more irons in the fire once I have Burning Bright done. As I have mentioned before, I like to have a bunch of things going at once. I like to have other projects I can move to if I run into writer's block. That's usually how I deal with writer's block, because if I go and I work on something else, it sort of primes the creative pump, and I'm not stressing over whatever the hurdle in my current story is, and I can feel like I have accomplished something at the end of a couple of hours of writing if I have something concrete to go and work on. So I tend to have more than one project going at once. I'm not sure I'm going to do that because I am doing some contract writing, which I don't talk about much in these writing vlogs. I'm working with Narwhal and Tungsten and their writing teams. And that is, it's kind of on hiatus right now because we're going into the holidays and everyone's busy. So we haven't done a whole lot of that. But I don't know if I want to start anything else of my own while those projects are both still outstanding. If we finish up Modded in January or February, which I suspect we might, I may pick up another project of my own. But I don't know if I want to until that's done. I do still have Everyone Wants to Laugh, kind of bubbling in the back of my head. And I have a sequel to Burning Bright already largely outlined, actually. I wasn't talking about that a whole lot here because I was just sort of jotting down ideas in a notebook. I hadn't actually put them in an order yet, but I think that's all I'll really have to do. I went back and I looked at them this past week when I had a moment of free time, and I think that the outline for that story is not going to be, the outlining of that story is not going to be very complex. It will just be a matter really of building the world book, naming all the characters and the places and stuff like that, and then attaching those pieces of information to plot elements that I've already written down and putting it all in the order that makes the most sense. This is not always how my outlines come together. Actually, I think for Savior of the Sewers, which is the sequel to Burning Bright, I think that this is really the first time I've ever constructed a story this way, but I had a whole bunch of loose ideas that I knew I kind of wanted to put in the next story that I have been writing down for the past couple of months, and maybe even longer than that. Gosh, how long? Maybe as long as the past 4 or 5 months. Basically, as I have been writing the second half of Burning Bright and editing it, these ideas have been presenting themselves to me. So clearly, it's been something that my subconscious has been very interested in. As for the Roy Harper adventures, I do have one, the idea for one, after I am done with Fire and Gold, and I do have the beginnings of another just sort of boiling around in the back of my head. I don't know as I am ready to commit myself to writing either of those stories in a particular order. They're both, I think, fun ideas for stories, and definitely stories I want to tell with that character in that world. But I don't know which of them I would want to do first and which I would want to do second. I don't know which will serve his character development best. There's a lot of question marks there. Of course, I still have to write Fire and Gold and have that done with, so I'm not stressing too much about it right now. I am confident, because it's the way writing works, that I will have a clear idea of that once Fire and Gold is done, because the character's place in the world will become clearer to me as I work on that. So that's basically what I'm doing. There's not a whole lot coming down the pike, I think, until after the beginning of the new year, which is fine for me. I don't know if it'll make writing vlogs any more or less interesting. The reality is, you always think you'll be able to jot down, a few extra pages every day when you have time off, as you often do around the holidays. And that assumption is almost always wrong, to the point where I don't make it anymore. I don't let myself get optimistic about how much I'll accomplish over the holidays. It is very hard to get extra stuff done during the holidays because a whole bunch of extra stuff to do shows up during the holidays. So I may not actually get as far as I want in the next month, and I'm pretty used to that being the case. That said, I am not traveling this year due to work complications and travel time and all that other stuff. So I may have more time to address that than I originally thought. We'll see. This is one of those things you just have to play by ear. You can't really predict them. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Nothing new probably going to be showing up in these. It's just status updates for the next month or so. That's 4 or 5 of these videos, so hopefully you can endure that until we get to 2022. That's all I've got for you today. Let me know what your holiday was like down in the comments below, because I'd love to hear about that, and I'll talk to you later.